Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what is in my kids' backpacks for a road trip we're going to be going on. And so if you enjoy this type of content and other homeschool content, please remember to subscribe and let's get into it. Okay, so just in a few days from when I'm filming this, not from when you're seeing it, we're going to be going on a road trip, it's a drive to get to where we're going, and then we're going to stay there for 5 days and then we're going to come home. But it's about a 6-hour trip in the car, and my kids, we used to take a little bit more road trips when they were younger, just because we lived really far away from everybody. And so we drove quite a bit, and they just kind of got used to being in the car. They're not as much anymore, but we still just go and they suffer through it. But I just wanted to point out a few things before we get into this video. I'll show you a few new things I got. We don't go on trips very often as a whole family. It's expensive, it's stressful, I just don't like it. And so I had to get some new things to keep them occupied in the car. So I'll show you some of those things, and I'm going to show you some snacks because I give them a snack bag in their backpack, and I let them help and pick out some of the snacks, and it's not stuff we'd normally get, it's just kind of junk snacks, but it's something different for them, and they use some of their allowance to get a few things they wanted to do in the car. So I'm going to be showing you all those things, and then just kind of show you quickly all the finished touches with their backpacks, because they'll also add a few things that they already have or books that they want to read as we go on the road trip. And then at night, as we're staying at the condo we're in, then they can have some stuff to do. So we're going to start off with the haul that I got, and you will notice in this whole thing there's no screens. Okay, I don't give my kids screens in the car. Rarely ever have we ever done it. Even when we had 3 kids that were 3 and under, basically. And my oldest turned 3 right after my third child was born. But I think there was only one time, and we drove 3 days. We drove all the way across the country from Connecticut to Utah. And I think screens was the nuclear option, and we used it one time for 30 minutes at the very, very end of the trip. But other than that, we don't, and I'm not even taking options for them this time for screens, and we usually don't. We even have a screen in our car. They don't know about it. If they knew about it, we still wouldn't watch it because I think it's more important for them to be creative and to be bored, because that helps them be more creative, than it is to just occupy their minds. And you're like, well, my kids are just crazy in the car. If you have trained them to only watch things or to be occupied by screens, then yes, they're going to be crazy in the car. And that might sound harsh, but it's just true. Okay, the way that they act, a lot of things that our kids do that we don't like, we've taught them how to do, we've trained them to be that way. And so if you train them to be a different way and to be occupied in other ways, then it'll be much better. It still is hard, it still is long, and you're already getting out of the car when you're done, but it's much better. So now that we're done with that little rant from me about how I don't think we need to use screens nearly as much as we actually do, let me show you some of the things that I got. Okay, a few of these things might seem kind of random. It kind of is random. It's just things that we needed that we didn't have, like swimsuits for he's 16 months old, but he's the size of a 2-year-old. And so I got some swimsuits for him because we're going to be swimming, mostly swimming and hiking. So that's kind of what things revolve around. Obviously, they don't need this in the car, but I'm just showing you everything I got, okay? So I found this one that was just a one-piece one. And then I think I have a couple of these ones. I'm only showing you one, but this one I'm worried these might be kind of big on him. We'll see, because he's a big kid, but I don't know if he's this is big waist. So these came with a shirt and the shorts. So I got those. And then a lot of the activities I actually got for him, just because I don't have, even for church, I don't have a lot of just little things to pull out. He's still playing with little baby toys. So he needed some things that were a little bit more age appropriate that would interest him. And I saw someone playing with this at church on Sunday. We already have the doodle boards like this where you just push the button and it erases. But this one, these parts on the top pull off, and that's what he draws with. And so I liked that they were bigger. because the ones we already have are just the teeny little pencils, and he pulls on him, he chews on him, he like pokes himself in the throat. And so I just thought these would be better, and he can chew on them and I don't have to worry about it. And then I also got this little mag pad. So we have a bigger one, but this is a travel size one. And so I figured a lot of my kids would like this, but also it's something that he could do. Depending on the pen, we'll see. But my older kids would also enjoy playing with this. And then I got this little doodle board for him. Again, these are multi-purpose things because I can just have them in my bag and use them for church and that kind of thing, or just being out and about activities, and not just this road trip. But this road trip was like, oh, I should look for things that will entertain him, since there's a 5-year gap between him and the rest of his siblings. I don't have that kind of stuff anymore. So this one's double-sided. We won't be doing the crayon one, just this side, because that'll be messy and he'll draw on or eat them. You know, he's still too small to use them. And then I know a lot of like kids love these. So these can be used for him or my other kids too, where, you know, you just watch the bubbles and it's fun for them. And then I think I was on a bunch of blogs. I was looking like last month or something, and these are like fidget spinners, but they're big size, and they're actually suction cups too, so you could stick them on like the windows and stuff. But I thought this would be fun. He loves playing with fidget spinners, but they're small, or he'll get the little bearings out of them and put them in his mouth. So I was like, well, this will be fun because it's bigger size. And then the rest of the stuff, oh wait, I think these are also for him-ish. Again, my other kids can use them, but they're more like little kid things. Let me rip the box, but I thought these could be fun for him. So instead of, we have a bunch of the small lace cards, but again, those are a little harder and he chews on them. But these are made out of wood and have a little bit bigger holes, obviously, and bigger pieces. And so there's a watermelon in here, there's a piece of cheese, and then an apple. And I will just have all this stuff in my bag for him, and then kind of, you know, be throwing it in the bag to keep him occupied. I'm unsure if I'm gonna bring these toys in the car because they're kind of loud. I know kids love them. You know, maybe we'll bring them to play with at the condo we're staying in, but I don't know if I want to listen to this in the car. But it could be a fun toy to give him something to do instead of getting into everything in a new place, because he would totally do that. So I think that's all like more of the stuff for him. But then I got a few other things. So all of my kids, they use some of their allowance to buy a few things, and then they'll fill their bags with a few other things just that they already have. So I only got them a few things. I got them sticker books because they really like doing these, and it's great for in the car. I let them pick which one they wanted, but this was my 6-year-old. She wanted this one. And then all my older kids, we got these bigger ones. So I think my 2 boys wanted the birds one, so we got that because they've already done so many of them, so it's kind of hard to pick them out. And then we got a cat's one that they get to do. And then I bought a few more things for my 6-year-old because she isn't really reading too much yet, and so it'll be harder to fill her backpack with things she can do just because my other kids can bring books and read and stuff, and she can't bring 500 picture books in her backpack because that would be too heavy. So I got this coloring book, an A to Z like travel coloring book for her, and then also this sticker book, a magical world sticker activity book. So I thought this could be fun. You know, it has the stickers and the pages to put it on. I'm gonna cough, sorry guys. So I got that for her. And then I also thought just Mad Libs could be fun in the car. Like I could say them and it would help them practice some of their grammar, vocabulary, adjectives, adverbs, all that kind of stuff. And it'll help me practice too. And my husband makes these things really funny, but I thought this could be a good distraction and I could just film out, or he could if I'm driving. And then this Hangman by Melissa and Doug, I thought they could also work on in like little groups or something in the car. And I like how, you know, it's all attached, so you're not going to lose pieces as you're playing it. And then we already had a few of these. They're just small little games so this one's riddles, which I thought would be fun for them, but they can open it up, like open up the little doors. I don't know if you can see back here, and I'll try to link all this stuff down below, and they can read the riddle and then it will give the answer down below. We have some for practicing geography as well. And then this one was animals. So like, can you guess if it gives you a clue or if you only see a piece of the animal, like, cause there's 4 doors you can open. So if you open just one door, can you guess what the animal is? So either they could show it to one of their siblings or they can just something to do by themselves, but really easy to travel with and not making a mess. It's kind of my goal. And then just a few more things, and then we'll go show you their snacks, and then I'll get everything put together. I got hats. I'm not a hat person. I never have been. I just never liked them on my head. Like, I feel like they give me headaches. I'm very sensitive to that, and to like headbands. They just always would give me headaches. And so I just never have gotten my kids hats either. But since we're going to be in the sun an awful lot, and we have not seen the sun for months, you know, I already am, I don't know if you can see, we did yard work yesterday and I am burnt. So I am white as white can be. And so we need some help. But I think a few of these are all off of Amazon. Some of them are kid sizes. I think this one's more of an adult size as well. I don't know if these will fit my husband's head, but I think they'll fit mine. And that's all that matters. And I think one of them is small, like for 2 to 5-year-olds. It might be a little big on my how old is he? 16-month-old's head. But I also have like a more like pool hat for him, like one of those bucket hats, I guess is what you call them. So I got a few different colors for my girls, some for my boys, and then my older boy might wear one of these bigger ones. I'm not really sure yet. We'll have to see what fits him, but figured we'd do that and bring lots of sunscreen. And then my 6-year-old didn't have a backpack, at least not like a normal size one. So I got her a backpack off of Amazon. It's probably like bigger and nicer than my other kids because they've had their backpacks for years, but I wasn't gonna go and buy them all new ones right now. So I got her a backpack because she didn't have something to store everything. And then was it Angela Braniff, I think recently I talked about this bag, and I don't have like a beach bag or a pool bag type of thing, which is what this is, and it is quite large. And so when I saw that she was showing that, I was like, oh, we need to try that because I've been thinking about getting something like that, and this looks like a good option. So I got that as well. And then, oh yes, I did get an ankle brace. I mentioned in one of my recent videos that I have really bad ankles, and I love to hike, but my ankles don't. They're kind of important, but they don't like it. So anyways, I got this to try. I used to wear those ankle braces when I played sports in high school and stuff. So I was like, okay, we'll just get one so that we can be prepared and wear it and hopefully protect my ankle from doing anything crazy while we're hiking. But I think that's all as far as like just the miscellaneous, what's going in backpacks, all that kind of stuff haul. Okay, so these are the snacks we got at the store. We have some Cheez-Its in bags already, and then my kids picked out a variety of goldfish they wanted to have. So we have pretzel, extra cheesy, actually these might be pizza, I can't remember, and then cheddar right here. And then they wanted the almond sweet and salty granola bars. And then the baby did not pick these out. I picked them out for him, but he likes these, but he eats them really, really fast. So I don't like to just get them normally. And then some snack bags so that I can divide up some of these that aren't in bags or packaging already. We got some Teddy Grahams. Basically, the only time we get Teddy Grahams is when we go on a road trip. And there was hardly any. It was weird. This was like the end. There was one of these and a bunch of chocolate ones, and that was it. And then my daughter really wanted to try Pop-Tarts, but I also didn't want to get big Pop-Tarts. I don't think they've ever had Pop-Tarts before, but I didn't want to make a huge mess with the bigger Pop-Tarts, so we just got some of the little bite-sized ones. And then I got a little travel, food dispenser, snack catcher for my baby, he's sitting over there eating snacks right now. And so I got one of those for him. And yeah, that's what I got for their snacks. Okay, and then this is the stuff they picked out with their allowance and paid for it themselves. So they got a journal. This is for my almost 10-year-old, and some pens. And they were all allowed to pick like one candy item. So she picked some Rolos. And then my oldest son picked out a book, also like a journal just to draw in on the drive or at nights once we're there. He really wanted this Minecraft book, and then he loves Sour Patch Kids. And then my 8-year-old picked out a journal. They all just picked out ones to draw. This one's a sketch pad, so it doesn't have any lines. And then again, some pens and Kit Kats. And he really wanted these raisins, but nobody else did, so he bought them himself. And then my 6-year-old picked out this journal, which is cool. It like changes color, with some pens and some butterfly gummies. So that's what they picked out for themselves. It was a whole thing. We went to the store and they decided what they wanted to spend their money on, but they didn't have to spend money if they didn't want to. And so those will also go in their backpacks. Okay, so here is all of my kids' backpack stuff laid out. It looks kind of crazy and chaotic. And my boys are switched around. The oldest is right here. They're not in order. The rest of them are, but not those two. And so I was just going to quickly go through because I've shown you a lot of this stuff already, but then they've added some of their own things. So over here is my 8-year-old. And so I had them bring their scriptures, so they have their New Testament and then a crossword thing. And my boys also were very ambitious about books, and I don't think they're going to bring all those, but we haven't gotten there yet with them. We have to go through and talk to them about that. So they have their things they bought at the store. So he has his pens and his sketch pad right there. I put some group activities in each of theirs. So he has the little riddles game. This is what it looks like when it's not like in the packaging. And then you open this up. Let me see if I can get it open for you. So you open it up and it starts to like reveal one of the riddles. And down here you can unscramble the word and that's the answer. And so I kind of separated all that kind of stuff between all the older kids, and then his snack bag is right there. And then the same with my 10-year-old. So I gave her the hangman game, but again, that's like a group thing so they can pass it around the car, but I just kind of split it up for her. And I also gave her, this is on countries, so it's a game we already had, whereas the riddles one is new. And her journal and the pens that she got, we'll probably put these pens all in bags so they don't like get lost and they have a place to put them. And her snacks. And then here's my oldest, my 11-year-old. So he already had his own pens right here. He has some fidget toys. They also brought a few things to do like at night when they're going to bed in the condo. So I think that's why he brought those. I don't know. We need to kind of go through it, but like, look at his mountain of books. He does not read that much. So we're going to have to talk to him about that. And then he has the States game right there and his snacks. And then my 6-year-old, this is her stuff. And she just got this book at the library. She doesn't read, but she loves to look through the books. And then we need to get her either some crayons or colored pencils for that coloring book. But those are the things she has. I put this game with hers that we just got. And then the animal game as well. Since I figured that would be the easiest for her. Excuse me. And then scriptures and her pens and her snacks right there. And then this bag is one I already had. We use it for hiking, so I'm taking it with us. So it's dual purpose, like diaper bag, but also for hiking. For my 16-month-old, I can't even remember. He's 1. We'll just say that. And so I have his snacks over here and the extra snacks behind it, and I'll still pack extra snacks that just for the drive and then also once we get down there. And so then more of his snacks right here. And then a few toys that I had gotten that I showed at the haul at the beginning. So we have the little bubble things. These are the fidget spinners, which are super fun. And again, they have suction cups on the bottom of them, but just to flip them around is super fun. And they're nice and big and baby safe. And then the drawing board, like I said, these are like really big pieces that come off instead of just a little pen, which is nice for him. And then I'm not bringing the crayons for this side, but he can draw with his finger on that side. And I put this in this bag too because I'll probably be the one filling it out. And then these are all the little lace wooden pieces. And I brought those toys more just for the condo. I don't think we're going to use them in the car because they're very, very loud. But that's all of the stuff, I think. And then our bag is over there because we're almost ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video and just kind of seeing what we do for road trips. And remember to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.